Alright, you guys, welcome back to AI Collectibles. What I have for you today is the G.I. Joe Classified Series Sergeant Slaughter review. Now, I've been waiting for this guy to come in for a while. Pretty excited to get him in hand. I was a huge wrestling fan when I was a kid, and yeah, like Slaughter, Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, all those guys. And I loved when he showed up on the G.I. Joe movie. So let's take a look at the box quick. Got a nice shot of the figure and different shots of him, pictures from the cartoon and the comic book. Flip it around. You get a nice shot of the figure with all his accessories and a shot of him all kitted out. Also, he is number 53 in the classified line. And then you get a nice shot of him on the side as well. So what I'm going to do is get this guy opened up. I'm going to put his accessories out and we're going to go through them. So stay tuned. Alright, you guys. So here's Slaughter outside of the package. Looking pretty sweet. So let's go over his accessories here quick. So he comes with his military hat. It's got some nice gold paint apps there on the badge. And some nice sculpting. He also comes with his sunglasses. And I really like them. They're like a softer kind of plastic. So you can still, they're a little, they're still pliable enough that if you bend them a little bit, they're not going to break, which I really like. He also comes with his baton, and it's got a nice gold tip there, and some black bindings. It's painted gray, or sorry, brown, and then it has this little strip hanging off the tip there. But it looks really nice. And then next you get his whistle. It's got some nice gold paint apps for the whistle. And then the string that goes around his neck is also painted brown. You have a nice assault rifle here. Has some nice paint apps. It's not just flat black like a lot of the G.I. Joe Classifieds weapons. The hilt is painted. Has some brown there, and also on this piece here you get some brown paint. And then same thing, it comes with a removable clip. And then also comes with this, I guess it's like a flashlight or a laser sight that kind of fits in there nicely. Same thing that came with the Cobra officers. You get a nice little action figure version of Slaughter, which looks really cool. They made it so that it's accessible, so if you wanted to pull it out and have Slaughter hold it, he could, and you could still put it back in the package. And it has that nice vintage card look, which is pretty fantastic. This just slides right out, and he comes in a little plastic bubble that you can pull out, pull the figure out, but it's also really easy to throw him back in there. And the thing that he comes with, which a lot of classified series does not, is hands. Lots of hands. Which I'm pretty excited about. So we'll go over those quick. He comes with 2 pointing hands, which look really nice. He comes with 2 grasping hands. One I have on him already. He comes with 2 gun holding hands for each hand. And then he also comes with 2 fists for each hand. So if you're counting, that's a total of 8 hands, which is very rare for the classified series. And to be totally honest, they're all great. They're all nicely sculpted. And I wish more classified figures came with more hands. Like, I wouldn't mind paying a couple extra bucks if they came kitted out like this guy did. I don't need a bunch of accessories, although he does come with a bunch of those. So what I'm going to do is get him outfitted here with some of his gear. So He's got the whistle, slides over his head, and rests nicely on his chest. His glasses, like I said, they're a little pliable, so you can pop them on his face, and you're not too worried about them breaking, and they sit there nicely on him. He also has his hat, which fits nice and snugly on there, and there's room for his glasses to sit. And then you get that classic Slaughter look, and he looks great. And then he can hold his baton, right? Swap that out. Gun fits nicely in his palms. You can fit that in there. His thumb or his finger fits in the gun hole nicely, right? And then you can even, with his grasping hand, you can have him hold his machine gun, like so, right? And I think that looks pretty fantastic. He's got some nice double jointed elbows. They're not pinless on this guy, unfortunately, like they have been doing lately. But the legs are pinless. Which leads me to believe they probably use the same arms that they use for Roadblock just because of his size. So, and for the G.I. Joe Classified series, you get the, typical G.I. Joe Classified. You get the butterfly joints there, right? You get a bicep swivel, hands, double jointed elbows. You get the nice drop down, right? He's got a nice ab crunch that goes forward and back really nicely. He also has like a ball hip joint there as well, so you can get some nice range of motion, and it's pretty nice. Like, it's tight, but it's not too loose, so you're not worried it's gonna snap right off. Same with the head. Get some nice articulation. You can get him to look up pretty far, and you can also get him to look down pretty far, right? And he's got some nice paint apps as well. There's no slop, which, I'm big on that. Usually when we get repaints, we tend to get a bit of slop. So the guy's all painted nicely, like his muscle shirt, his belt buckle, the black around his boots, the army camo as well is nicely painted. Now below the waist he's pretty stiff, and I'm probably going to have to soak him in water because those knees ain't got a lot of give. And same with the hips. Like, I don't want to bend him forward yet until I give him a good bath because they're pretty tight. Usually I test him if I can go like this a little bit and get that forward movement, no problem. But these are reminding me of Spirit when I first got them. They're pretty tight. So you're probably going to want to use a blow dryer or soak them in lukewarm. Usually I find some really warm tap water in a cup is usually enough to get those joints moving. So, but he looks great. I'm really impressed with him. I like him. I like the size of him. He looks menacing, right? He looks fantastic overall, I think. I think he's a really nice looking figure. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my camera so you can get a better look at him. But yeah, I really like this figure. I've mentioned it many times before. I do enjoy my G.I. Joe Classifieds figures, and this guy is just fantastic. So what I'm going to do is bring in some other classified line figures to do a size comparison with. Alright, so here he is with Roadblock and Serpentor. This is the Amazon exclusive Roadblock, and it looks typically like they're the same mold, except for maybe the boots and the head sculpt. But yeah, you can tell everything, even the pants are the same style, except they went with, like, the knees are different, but it looks like these parts are similar up to the knees, but he has different knee pads, different boots, but yeah, he looks typically the same across here. And yeah, I think it works for the character because he's larger, but it also is why he has pinless arms because they're using the reuse of the roadblock arms, right? So, and he scales nicely with these guys. They're both large on the larger size of the classified figures. So we'll get those guys out of there. And for scale wise, I'll bring in a female G.I. Joe. And I'll bring in one of my favorites that was released this year, Stalker. And he's big. He's a big boy. He's quite a bit bigger. Like the classified line tends to make their female characters uh, almost an inch or two smaller than some of the larger male characters, and quite a bit smaller than like the regular male characters. So just to give you an idea of size comparison, he's great. He's fantastic. Um, yeah, I'm gushing now, but I really do. I do enjoy this line. I like the articulation. It's like with any line. You gotta test the joints. Don't push them. If you need to, give them a bath, soak them in some hot water, or use a blow dryer before you start getting into crazy poses. But this guy, he has a presence, and I imagine he's gonna have a presence on the shelf with the rest of the Joes. He has that classic Sergeant Slaughter look from the G.I. Joe movie, and I think he's great. So don't hesitate. If you get a chance, scoop this guy up, especially if you're into classifieds. So that's all I got for you today. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button so you guys get notified when I put out new videos. I have been doing a lot of classifieds lately because that's what's been coming in, but I do collect other lines of figures. So again, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'm out of here.